Hello friends, it's Carla back today, and we're looking at the Scrap Shotz Kit Club Kit of the Month for March, and I'm showing you how I did a layout using the Pinkfresh Studio supplies, and this is featuring the beautiful My Favorite Story products, and we're also looking at some of the really cool new distress embossing pens and the distress embossing glaze. So I've grabbed a few embellishments from the floral ephemera pack. That's one of the add-ons for the March kit, and we're going to look at how to use the pens. This one is the brush point. Now in this pack there's a 2-pack of pens, and so there's a brush nib and there's a bullet nib. So the brush nib is a little bit wider and you can write with it if you want or fill in a larger space. So I went ahead and colored with the pen. It's clear, but I put on just colored the parts of the flower that I wanted to add that beautiful fossilized amber embossing glaze to. These glazes are embossing powders, and they're translucent, so you can add them and still see what's behind them. So then I am adding some more of the pen to the background of the flower and adding some of the antique linen from the pack. You can buy these individually. There are 12 different colors, and I will link below where you can find those in the Scrap Shotz store. And I just want kind of a flowing watercolor almost look, so I'm not being super careful, but you could totally have a little more control by using the bullet nib and being very careful putting on the embossing glaze and the pen. This is the cracked pistachio. It's a really lovely spring green. So I colored in those leaves, and then I've got some reverse tweezers here. They really help when you want to grab those die cuts and do your embossing without taking the chance on burning your fingers. And the glaze melts really quickly because it is very fine. So that's a look at, you get the beautiful texture there. You can go over that again to get a stronger, and it's still going to be translucent but a little bit thicker of a coat. I'm going to add the weathered wood onto some of the other parts of these leaves. I had already added cracked pistachio, and then there was a little bit of powder in some spots where I didn't want to get it, so I'm just using a paintbrush. And you could also take a powder bag and rub it over the die cut so that you don't get any stray embossing powder. And you can see too, when you get a double coat of that powder, you get a much more glossier effect. And here I'm just coloring in a few of those spots that didn't get colored in when we applied the powder the first time, and then melting that. And so you get kind of a double thickness in the areas that we went over with the weathered wood. These blend beautifully, and it's just a really nice way to add some colors. Now if you do go to the Scrap Shotz Facebook page, I actually have a live Facebook video on there where we do a whole Facebook Live using these beautiful distress embossing glazes. So be sure to check that out if you want to see some more about what these can do. And I decided I wanted to add a little bit of the fired brick around the edges of this flower. These colors all coordinate with Tim Holtz's different distress oxides and distress inks and different various products that he has in his distress line. But you certainly don't have to have a matching color, but it is nice if you do want to coordinate some of those products. The blue is broken china, which is a absolutely stunning blue, and really love that texture, and you can see how translucent it is. We can see all the printing of those leaves right behind that embossing powder. And I added a little bit of blue here, and even in areas where the embossing powders overlap, they blend beautifully. So it's just kind of a different look, and you get a little bit of a mixed media look on your ephemera, your die cuts, so you can kind of change them up and make them look exactly how you would like to color coordinate them. These pictures are from a visit to Butterfield Acres, which is a little farm that isn't too far from where we live. And this is back in 2017, and we don't go there that often anymore just because the girls are bigger, but my daughter here that you can see, Amy, and I used to go all the time when she was really little, so this was neat to go back with Amy and Erica, who would have been 5 at the time, and they were so excited to see these chicks. And they're just little baby chicks that are in the little hatching place, and just a really fun farm visit. And here are the puffy phrase stickers that come with the kit, and the banners there, and the little heart at the bottom, and some of those little things that you saw me put on. Those are from the ephemera pack that actually come with the scrapbook kit as well. So Scrap Shotz has a scrapbook monthly kit that you can purchase, and if you're a Kit Club member, then you get first dibs on any of the add-ons that are in the shop. So you can choose to buy things like this floral ephemera that coordinates, and you get a chance to pick those up. And if they're not sold out, then people who don't have a Kit Club membership can pick them up after a certain date. It's a really good value for the kits, and they really have a lot of product in them. And actually, a previous video on my channel will show you a walkthrough of all the product that you get with this kit. So I'm just tucking in these flowers that we had already embossed and colored to coordinate with the colors of the papers. And this Pinkfresh line is just beautiful. And I'm just tucking things in, adding a little bit of foam tape to different areas so we get a little bit of dimension. And this sketch is actually from the Creative Scrapbooker magazine sketch. They have a monthly sketch, and they have a Facebook group, and I will link that in the description below as well. And every month they upload a new sketch for inspiration, and everyone can come in and add their take on the sketch and just really inspire each one another with their different projects that they've done and their take on the sketch. And Scrap Shotz as well has a new Facebook group, Scrap Shotz Paper Crafters, and just a group of people who want to share their crafty work, and we would love for you to join that as well, and I'll link that below. I'm just using this grid ruler here, and I think there may be some in the shop. I can't remember. If there is, I'll link that. And I'm adding in my phrase puffy stickers as my title, and just using that ruler to line everything up. And then there's some really cute little puffy hearts that are in this pack as well, so I'm adding those and just putting a little drop. I don't think you probably need any on the puffy stickers, but sometimes I like to just add a little drop of glue just to make sure. And then these beautiful enamel dots coordinate with the collection, and I'm adding them right in. And usually I'll add kind of a cluster of 3, so I've got the heart and 2 dots there, and then I'll add 3 more dots over here, and then in a triangular area on the layout, so up at the top, that would be the top of my triangle, I'll add 3 more. And the grid on this background paper is really great for writing in the journaling, so I'm just adding my journaling here at the bottom and the ages of my girls. And it was so fun that actually their clothing and the sunglasses and the little chicks all match these colors so well, so that was really fun. So this was a really fun layout to do, and I hope you'll check out the March kit in the Scrap Shotz store. Be sure to check out the blog where there's lots of inspiration using this kit. And thank you so much for stopping by. I'd love for you to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a really awesome day. Thanks so much.